As you might have gathered now by said notice here, I'm out of Nottinghamshire. In fact, I'm in Northamptonshire. This is Wakerley Great Wood, part of the Rockingham Forest area. In the 1980s, Gary Wilson and myself used to come here. This was one of our regular places to come looking for butterflies. Some good species here. One of the primary species we used to come here for was White Admiral. And ideally, I'd like to try and find the larva of White Admiral today. But it's a difficult and rather uphill task, I think. But it'll be nice just to have a wander around here and relive some old butterfly memories from when I were a lad. Now this is the car park and picnic area. It's beautifully maintained, and this is a Monday late morning and it's immensely quiet. Some lovely mature larches in amongst here. It's very different a car park to any woodland car park we have in Nottinghamshire. But the place doesn't appear to have changed that much. Anyway, on our wheezy wander around here, it's too big a site to cover all of it, so I'll just be doing part of it, see what turns up. It's just a wheezy wander around Wakerley Great Wood. I've actually not come very far, a couple of 100 yards, but it's very obvious if you've been in the woods around Nottinghamshire, if you've been in most of them, you'll know within a few 100 yards, like I am here, that you're in a different county. It's amazing how the same woodland type really has a very different feel once you get outside of Nottinghamshire. Part of it, I suppose, is down to the management, but there's no woodland tracks or rides like this that I know of in Nottinghamshire. Not even at Cockgrave Forest. The whole place has a very different and pleasant feel. It has an amazingly different feel. Mixture of various types of plantations that have come through so far. This one's mainly ash, hence why most of the trees still have very little foliage on them. It's all coppiced, but the big difference here that's immediately noticeable when you look at these is that more mature, full-grown trees are left standing. In Nottinghamshire, it's a far lesser percentage of mature trees that are left standing. in amongst coppice woodland. The whole place has such a different feel to it. Here's an example of the coppicing here. If I was to insert a video clip here of Wellow Park and an area of Wellow Park that was recently cleared and coppiced, you'll see the most enormous difference. Here they've coppiced, and elsewhere, previous place that I've just mentioned, that was coppiced. But although it's been coppiced, so many more trees are retained here, so that, yep, you can coppice, and yet you can still leave the woodland feeling like a woodland. I don't like to see areas of woodland coppiced with only half a dozen or so trees. Looking back to Wellow Park, this has the balance right. Perhaps it's no wonder then that there's more butterflies in these kind of woodlands than we have in Nottinghamshire. This still retains its woodland feel. This is the kind of shaded ride or shaded path that White Admiral females like. This is the kind of habitat that they'll fly down, usually quite low to the ground, looking for somewhere suitable to lay their eggs. They lay on honeysuckle, and many years ago I did find one egg. That was a ride just down there. It was in amongst pines, and this White Admiral is a butterfly that will fly amongst pines as long as the habitat's suitable and the food plants there, which is honeysuckle. And I found one egg. So I've just looked for a nice quiet ride. I like spindly, weak plants as well. I've just looked at one down there, and then I've looked on this one here, and I found a White Admiral larva, and it looks as though it's just molted into its last instar. Been looking for feeding signs for eating leaves. There were some good signs down there, and some eaten leaves here, look. Very reminiscent actually to Purple Emperor, that leaf and that leaf there. The caterpillar itself is there. And here it is, and it's just molted. It's molted this morning because you can see there's the old molt. Apparently they eat the molt. They're also similar to Purple Emperors in the fact that they return to a regular spot once they've fed. But this is a beautiful caterpillar. I never dreamt, to be honest, that I'd find one. Stonking thing. And there's the feeding signs. You can see, look, took a chunk out of this leaf here, quite a bit out of there, and there's on that leaf there. That's very similar to the type of feeding by Purple Emperors. And there we have our quarry. There we are. Yes, it's an ancient camera. It's a bit like its owner, really. Still produces cracking results, even for a camera that's just 4 million megapixels. A camera on your phone technically beats the old Nikon Coolpix 4500. Not in terms of macro photography, it doesn't know. And I'm more than happy with them. It's actually really nice coming to somewhere outside of Nottinghamshire, because it means that I'm not looking at everything, making a mental note of it, and then going back home and recording it. I'm hardly doing any recording this year anyway, it's only sort of casual sightings. I much prefer doing this. It's alright recording, and yes, I suppose I recorded obsessively. Dennis and I producing the best part of 80,000 records since about 2008. That's a lot of recording. But when you're doing that, that's all you're doing. You're walking around looking for things rather than looking at the place that you're recording in. You don't take it in. I do now. And doing these videos for this YouTube channel means I can enjoy my experience outdoors now. I still look for things, but look for things that I've not seen before. Something that I can photograph and use to illustrate on the website. But I find now that I'm taking it all in more, experiencing everything far more than what I've done for years. And I'm enjoying it more. There's nothing quite like nature, you know. I'm just making my way back to the car now. To be honest, there's very few invertebrates out and about. And it's a lovely day. I mean, it's breezy, but it's warm. I've seen very few butterflies, just the usual suspects. Even speckled woods don't appear to be in good numbers this year, neither here nor back home in the Sherwood Forest area. I have just found a really nice longhorn. I think it's the first one of its species that I've seen before, and I know it's a Pogodacheirus species, but I can't remember whether it's Hispidulus or Hispidus. I'm feeling it's Hispidus. Anyway, I'll put a photo in here. I didn't video it because it's one of those things that I thought I don't want to muck around, try filming it, and then it dropped to the floor, never to be seen again. So, potted up first, and as you can see, it's a smashing looking longhorn. Working my way back down here, just having a casual look on the foliage and the tree trunks on this south facing part of this plantation. Hopefully the car's over that way. I don't know where all the time's gone. Not that much time, but it'll be about 1983 since I was last here. The worrying thing for someone my age is that it's nigh on 40 years ago. Where's that all gone? The trees have certainly grown up. Even the mature ones, I can see a difference in them. But it's been nice to come back, just to pop in for an hour. Made even more the better by finding the hoped for target species. Never dreamt really that I'd find a larva. So yeah, invertebrate wise it's been poor. It seems as late here as it is in the Sherwood Forest area. There's very little actually about. But that doesn't mean that this isn't a great place to come and look for invertebrates. I don't know how much sort of coleoptera work has been done here or any of the other orders. And I may well pop back here later in the year, see what butterflies and things are on the wing then. It's not too far to come from Nottingham. You get straight on the A1 and come down the A1 and get off just past Stamford. Job done, you're here in 10 minutes. From Stamford, that is. It's been well worth the trip, and I've enjoyed this chance to reminisce and think about times gone by.